Hey guys, this is Poet Spice, Bibliocolor Scribe. You can just call me Poet Spice. You can just drop the other parts. So this is Poet Spice over on my coloring channel. And I am going to do, I'm hoping I'm saying her name right. It is Michaela Renee's This or That Coloring Tag, round number 2. I was actually tagged by 2 people, so I feel so special now. I was tagged by Jojo, and I was also tagged by Pebblez for adult coloring. So yay, thank you ladies. So I'm going to go ahead and do these questions, and I'm going to color this page out of Mythographic, and I'm going to use some Spectrum Noir alcohol markers, these Triblins. Spectrum Noir is one of my favorite alcohol marker, and pencils and watercolors and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and run down these questions. There's 20 plus a bonus, and then I will leave the links below. So this picture is out of Mythographic. I don't remember which one, and I don't want to move the because then you won't be able to see anything. So the first question is coloring in bed or coloring at a desk. So to be honest, I actually prefer coloring like laying across my bed, but I can only do that so long because yeah, your back starts to hurt and my neck starts to hurt and everything starts to hurt, so I can only do that for so long before I'm like, okay, we got to get up. So yes, and I think I like it mainly because it's like relaxing, and I color to relax. If you listen to my coloring / rant video, it really wasn't a rant, it was just like a, I don't know what you want to call it. What do you want to call it? Well, I guess you can do a rant. It was just basically talking about how, you know, you can do whatever you want to with your coloring books, your supplies, whether you want cheap ones, whatever, because it's your money. Nobody else can tell you what you want, and not everybody's into doing, oh, I want to be the artist grade colorist or whatever. So maybe you do, maybe you don't, but that's your choice. So there you go. Anyway, all right, so I prefer to color in bed. Now, at the same time, I do like the stability that a desk gives, and also, like I said, my back will start hurting, so I do like the fact that when you sit there, you have a little more support, but even that gets to be difficult. So there you go. So I guess my answer is both. It just depends on what level of pain I'm in. What level of pain am I in at this moment? Like this moment, I'm sitting at the desk and this chair is cutting into my leg. So I'm like, yeah, kind of painful there. So let's look at the next question. It says Crayola super tips or staedler markers. To be honest, I don't have either one, so I have no idea. Yes, so let me see, which one can I do that you can still see? I guess if I move my book, you can see it this way. So I don't have either one. I have no idea what the appeal is for them, to tell you the truth. So maybe, oh, wait a minute, I didn't flip this around the wrong way. So maybe, you know, if somebody has a good explanation, but I prefer alcohol markers, so there you go. I don't have either one. Okay, number 3 is Eriy's Romantic Country series or Tracing series. So after watching Jojo's video, I found out what the tracing one was, and I would have to say the Romantic Country. I guess, like I said, and I'll probably end up saying this a lot, I come from the crafting community, so when it comes to lines and everything, I like to have that dark line most of the time. Sometimes I do lighter line coloring, but so having to go through and trace it myself, I don't really want to do that. So I prefer the Romantic Country. And I may be wrong about this. I can't remember because I only saw one video with it. I don't think the images are the same, and I definitely prefer That Romantic Country. I only have the second one, so I'm like, okay, let's see. Number 4 is Sachin, Sachdeva, okay, Color by Number or Color Questopia, Color by Number. I have to say I don't like Color by Number. I know other people do, and people will probably disagree with me on this, but to me it's kind of like, and like I said, everybody has their own opinion, so it's not a slam against anybody. This is just my opinion on it. I don't see the point. So if I wanted somebody to tell me what to color and what colors to color, then what's the point of me coloring? That's just me. Like I said, everybody's up to has their own thing, but that's how I feel about it. Now, I feel the same way about in the crafting community, where you have a whole collection of paper and everything matches and is coordinated and you just make stuff like that. I don't do that over there either. So I'll take collections and mix them up. Yeah, I'm not a matchy person. So I don't really see the point of color by number. To me, it's like taking the fun out of coloring. And like I said, I know other people love them, which is perfectly okay. Everybody's allowed to have their own thing, but for me, color by number is just like, what's the point? I don't get it. Now, that's not to say, like, you know, maybe some years from now or some person will come out with like an extremely detailed color by number book and I'm like, okay, I can do this. But otherwise, I'm like, yeah, it's just not my thing. Okay, so let me go into the next one. It says Hannah Lynn's simple version of a page or a more detailed page. 9 times out of 10, I don't think I have any Hannah Lynn. I might have one Hannah Lynn book, and I'm not even sure that's the right person. But I am 9 times out of 10 going to go for the more detailed. I'm like, look at the picture I'm coloring right now. It's like, yeah. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to go for the detail. I find detail relaxing, and I can sit there and color or draw detail till the cows come home. Now, I mean, you always get into your mood of, yeah, I just want something quick to color. But if you saw my coloring pages for April, even when I did like the 50 miniatures and so forth, and I used my crayons, like my actual Crayola crayons, I still did blending, I still did shading, I still did 4 and 5 color blends. So yeah, detail is going to be my thing almost all the time, even if it's just detail in like how you put the colors together. So like right now for this, I'm doing a 3 color blend. So I have a light, a medium, and dark, and you see the colors. But before I finish this, I'll probably go back with 2 more colors, maybe a gray, and darken it up. So there you go. I have issues, I'm sorry. All right, number 6 says coloring animals or coloring people. I'm equally okay with doing both. So it just depends on what mood I'm in. I will say that doing fur or feathers is a little intimidating in the fact that like I actually have to get a reference photo if the lines aren't drawn in and stuff. So it takes a little more time if I want it to actually look like it has fur. But if I'm just coloring it to be like, oh, this is a cute little bear, and I don't really care that much about its realism, yeah, for the most part. And then people, yeah, it makes no difference. I just color it. All right, number 7. Do you plan your colors in advance or wing it? For the most part, I wing it. I decide what kind of colors I like together, and I typically don't necessarily do what other people would be like, oh, well, that's what you should do. I'm like, oh, well, maybe not. So, yeah, I typically wing it. Now, what I will do as far as like this, after I do these flowers, I have no idea what color I'm going to do next. But what I also will do is just take swatches, and I'll put them and I'll go swatch, 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 and then put stuff next to it, and then until I find what I like. So I'll swatch it, but I don't necessarily do it all before I start coloring. I think that's way too much pressure, and it's not spontaneous, and it takes the fun out of it for me, and I get bored. So if I'm bored, what's the point in me coloring? I don't know. That's just me. Like I said, I know I have issues. But that's how I am with my crafting as well. I'm like, ugh, if I'm bored, I don't want to do it. If I don't like it, I'll throw it away. It's like, I gotta be interested in it. Otherwise, I just stop. I pitch it, throw it away, whatever. Straight coloring or blending color. Like I said before, I pretty much blend colors all the time. So as you see, like I said, I'm doing a 3-color blend, and because some areas aren't darker, as dark as I want them, I'll go back and do a darker one on top of it, and then a darker one, and a darker one, and a darker one. So yes, like I said, I even do it with my crayons. So I'm trying to see, do I have one of my summer miniatures? I don't think I have a crayon one in my summer miniatures. I'm not sure. Let me look. I'm going to flip through here for you, ladies and gents. I don't know. How many gentlemen do we have out there in the coloring community? I hardly see any of them. That's like one. And that was it. But anyway. Now I can't find it in this one, so it must be in the other one. But anyway, let's get back. I'm like, you don't want to hear me rambling on forever and a day. Okay, number 9 is color by number or color by color. If I had to choose, of the things that I have seen, like I said, I don't like color by number. I don't see the point. But like I said, that's for me. Other people can like what they like. Of the two, I would probably go color by color. I don't really see, like I said, I don't see the point in either one, but of the two, that's the one I would pick. All right, number 2, alcohol markers or Sharpie / permanent markers. It's going to be alcohol markers all day long because, number 1, Sharpies don't blend well. You can get them to blend, but they are not easy to blend. And so, yeah. Now, I also have to say, it depends on what you're doing with the Sharpies too. But it's going to be an alcohol marker. Alcohol. Don't get tipsy on your marker. Okay. 11. Coloring images realistically or with wacky colors. I would probably say realistically, but not to the point of, how do I want to say it? Not to the point of everything has to be exactly the color it is in nature. So for example, this flower, I have no idea if this is just a regular rose, what kind of rose it is, anything else, right? So they may not come in this color. So I don't mind coloring it this color. I could color it in black if I wanted to. But I would still do like 3-color blends, 4-color blends, all that kind of stuff. So at least it looks dimensional. I have no problems with that. Then I do like to use unusual colors sometimes. So this peacock is probably going to be your traditional color or whatever, but you never know. Maybe I'd get in the mood and color these little cherubs purple just for the fun of it. Because some days I can do that. Like, you know what? We're going to color these angels purple. And then I'm going to give them a mohawk. So that's how that rolls for me. 12. Color while listening to a podcast, music, or audio book. Let's see. I would coloring in it with an audio book, no, because I zone out when I color. Like I'm going so slow right now because I'm talking to you guys on video and I don't think you can see a darn thing I'm doing. Can you see it? Yeah. I'm going, so I would have these flowers done already, but so I get distracted if I'm going to try to listen to a book because I like to read too, so I'd be listening to the story. So definitely not an audio book. I might be able to listen to a podcast, But out of the three, it would be music. I could listen to some music, be like, hey, and be dancing. I'm gonna dance, 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 dance while I'm listening to my coloring. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, let's go on. Let's go on. They should say, like, do you have an issue or not? Okay. 13 says, Kirby Rosanis' World Within Worlds or Fragile World. Ah, interesting. I bought Worlds Within Worlds, and then I got that when I looked through it, and I was like, ooh, okay, I'll buy Fragile World. Now, keep in mind, I have purchased pretty much all of the Mythographic books, right? And, I mean, not Mythographics. What are those called? Morpheas. Yep. So your Imagine Morphea, blah blah blah. So when I bought Worlds Within Worlds, I was like, okay, we'll go get the other one. We might as well go ahead and complete the collection since I've got it. And I was actually kind of disappointed when I got Fragile World. It just didn't seem, I don't know. It didn't seem to have any oomph. There are some cute pictures in there, and he definitely draws animals better than I could. But I was just kind of disappointed. And if I could return it, I probably would. So definitely Worlds Within Worlds. And I like that definite fantasy, thing he's got going on with that. And I love that book even more than I like the earlier ones. Okay, what number are we on? Camilla Angelikova's mandalas or miniatures. Definitely miniatures, because I do not like coloring mandalas in general. Now, like I said before, it's not like I would never color them. It's not like I've never colored them. I like to draw them, but it's just way too repetitive for me. It's too much repetition. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not feeling that. So definitely would be the miniatures. I love them. I bought summer, spring, autumn, Christmas, and as soon as I saw somebody do the video for the ocean one, I was like, in the cart it went. I stopped watching their video and went and ordered it right away. Right away I did. Let's see. And so even that's supposed to be, like, going back to the earlier, even that's supposed to be like quote unquote easy coloring. And I color them with 3 and 4 or 5 color tones and blending and all that kind of stuff. I just like it. That stuff keeps me occupied in my brain. Brain. Okay. Oh, we're almost done. Buddy color or color on your own. Okay, see, this buddy color thing, I'm new to this. So I've done one, I finished one, and then I did 3 more. So I'm in the process of doing these 3 more. So I was not really sure what the rules were as far as buddy coloring goes. So when I was thinking buddy coloring, I just thought it meant, I did not want to use this purple. I wanted to use something different. I just thought it meant like you guys choose the same picture and then you color it. So I was like, okay, no big deal. And then it was like color on your own. And I'm like, well, does that mean you pick the same picture and you color on your own? So I am still unclear about the rules, and maybe you just make the rules with whoever you're coloring with, I guess. So I would say that for a buddy color, I do like to do them. So far it was fun because it's interesting to see what the other person does with the same picture, or even which picture they pick if you're not the one picking. And yeah, so I don't think I would so much do it where you are both coloring at the same time, like on a Zoom conference, because I color at weird times. I do everything at weird times. I'm like, my most productive hours are between like 8 o'clock at night and 1 o'clock in the morning. So I don't know who's going to be up trying to chat with me to buddy color at 1 o'clock in the morning. And now that summer's almost here and school is almost over, dude, it'll be 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm sitting here coloring something. Oh, yes. Yes. So, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. Okay, so 16, trying a new artist or buying from an old favorite. This definitely depends on if there's a flip through. Because since I have not been in the coloring community for very long, almost all the artists are new to me. Like I had heard of Kirby Rosanis, I had heard of some of the mythographic books, but just not the people who did them, like the artists. And I had heard of Joanna Basford because her stuff was sold in a lot of stores. So those I had heard of. The rest of the stuff that I have purchased, you know, like, what is her name? Camila Angelikova, Marie Trollet, if that's how you say her name. I only have one of her books. Hannah Carlson. I'm looking at my shelf over here. Definitely the Japanese, and I had no clue. So if I can see a flip through before I buy it, it doesn't matter if it's an old favorite or a new artist. It's just whichever one attracts my attention the most. And let's be honest, if they're not outrageously expensive, they're both going to go in my basket because I have no self-control. Do you guys have self-control? I have no self-control. If you've looked on my channel, you'll notice I have no self-control because how many haul videos do I have? What? I'm not even going to talk about that. All right, 17. Colorful or neutral color palette? For the most part, I like colors. And if you cannot tell, blue and purple are my favorite colors. So I tend to do a lot of blue and purple. And then I do like warm colors. Pretty much I like color. I like doing neutral colors when it's, I don't even know. I don't know how to explain when I like doing neutral colors. Sometimes with vintage images. Most of the time I do color, so let's just leave it at that. 18. Typically color a page in one sitting or work on it little by little. Well, like a page like this, and you can't see what I'm doing. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. There we go. I would prefer to finish a picture in a sitting or two, but there's no way you can finish. Not me. I mean, I have a job and things to do. So there's no way you could really finish this in one sitting. So there you go. The only thing I ever finish in one sitting are like the little stamped images that I color for my crafting. So yeah. Color while watching TV or color while watching YouTube? Okay, I typically do everything watching YouTube. I love my TV shows, the ones that I like, but there is so much crap on TV that's not even good crap. You know, I'm not saying you got to watch PBS 24 hours. That's not what I mean. But there's so much stuff that's out there that's just like, this is the dumbest crap I've ever seen. Like these kid cartoons. Okay, I'm from the era, so I'm just going to, that's going to tell you how old I am. I am from the era of Transformers and Wile E. Coyote and Jim and the Holograms and all that stuff, where the cartoons actually had to be drawn and look like something. And actually had like messages and themes you were supposed to learn, like in Thundercats and stuff. So this little stupid stuff they got on, they don't even have fully drawn images. I'm like, what is this thing supposed to be? I'm like, it's a blob. And no artistic ability in it, nothing. It's got stupid messages, if any message. It's just dumb. And that goes for the regular TV that's on too. So yeah, I'm on a soapbox again. So there's not a lot of stuff that's actually on TV that I watch. I will watch if Mr. Man is watching something or we're watching a movie that came on regular TV. I do have some series that I like, but I tend to watch them on Netflix after they've been aired. So like recently I've been watching The Nevers. I was like, ooh, this is kind of interesting because I'm all about the steampunk. And yeah, superpowers with humans and you don't know how they got them. Yeah, that stuff is right up my alley. Love it. Speaking of which, and I'm doing a tag, I want to do a steampunk tag this summer. So I think I'm going to do it. If nobody plays along, that's fine. I'm going to do it anyway. So, all right, I'm tired of sitting here rambling. So you're probably tired of hearing me. I'm going to hurry up. Okay, last question is color by okay, there we go with another color by numbers. I don't like color by numbers, so there's a quick answer for number 20. All right, number 21. If you could only use one supply for the rest of your coloring life, what would it be and why? Okay, now, here we go with this. Assuming that every page was single-sided, it would definitely be alcohol markers. And if everything wasn't single-sided, it would still probably be alcohol markers, and I would just end up buying 2 or 3 of whatever it was that I liked, or I would simply copy it because I'm not trying to sell it or anything like that. So I would probably just copy it on better paper and do the other side. So there's like some pages in the Kirby books that I'm like, we can sacrifice that because I want to use my alcohol markers. So definitely alcohol markers. Anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. I know I've kept you here for a long time, so hopefully you got some Kool-Aid, some wine, some milk, some tea, whatever it is you swig on. And enjoyed the coloring. And maybe I'll come back another time and do another coloring chat about something. I have no clue. So thanks for watching. And I'm not going to tag anybody specifically because I can't think of anybody to tag who probably hasn't already been tagged. So if you want to play along, just go ahead and play along and tag, and then let me know that you did, and then I'll try to go watch your video. All right, thanks for watching. See you guys later. Bye.